Hey all, industrial arts just entered New England, I guess, or at least the Boston area. And I've got Wrench, their flagship IPA. This happens to be the 200th batch of it. So it seems like this brewery is a little different from many hazy brewers that they have brewed this 200 times and they haven't even been open for more than a couple of years. They've really, I think, focused on certain recipes. They don't make a million different hazy IPAs. They do make a bunch, it looks like, but they're not like Finback or Single Cut or something like that. So this one's Citra and Mosaic, as you would expect. Canned exactly a week ago, 7.1% alcohol. I've never had anything from this brewery, so we shall see. They're pretty well respected, but they don't have a crazy amount of hype. I think in part because they don't try to ride the hype train, and it's pretty widely available, I think, especially in the Northeast right now. Let's see what it looks like. Very, very pale. Looks pretty good. Not ridiculously murky. The head is okay. Not thick and rich like all these Treehouse beers I've been drinking. But it's Treehouse. Shouldn't compare other breweries to them. It's a little different from what I've been drinking lately. This has quite a bit of a bubblegum smell to it, honestly. I wonder if they fermented a little bit hot or something, because that is almost smelling Belgian IPA like to me. Reminds me a bit of Hot Butcher maybe. There's a good amount of like juicy fruit, mango-y Citra, and I guess there's some berry and peachy gummy from the Mosaic too. What smells very, very candy-like, I would say. Hopefully the flavor is a little bit more fruity and bitter. Wow, really tangy, really big on the esters. Not very dank. Some fruit flies are getting sort of attracted to it. It seems like these beers, more than most others, attract fruit flies because they smell like fruit. So this one just might be a little bit too big on the candy ester area. The mouthfeel is okay. It's not that thick, but there's this tanginess in the finish. It's like you it's like cotton candy and gum, bubble gum, juicy fruit flavored juice. What was I gonna say? It's hard to explain exactly all these flavors. No, it's like tang. It's like Sunny D. There you go. It's like Sunny D with a bunch of candy flavors. Like if you just threw a bunch of different kinds of gum into a glass of Sunny D and let it sit there and absorb all those flavors. But amidst all that, I think what people like about it is that it somehow finishes kind of dry and has kind of the acidity that you might get from something like Sunny D, which isn't as sour as straight up orange juice. But not as, I don't know if it's as sweet, but it has that tanginess in the finish. It's kind of nice. It seems like it's slightly lower in acidity, but it doesn't have hot burn, and it's not very astringent. The carbonation is pretty good. I can see why it's popular. It has 57,000 check-ins on Untappd, but it's really just that estery profile is too much for me. It gets too close reminds me too much of Belgian yeast. Though I do like, plenty of brewers yeast profiles that are estery like tree houses, but that's a different kind of thing. I feel like theirs is a little bit more close to Hefeweizen, whereas this one is more like those really sweet Belgian. The one thing that's not a problem with this is I'm not getting a lot of phenolic notes too. It's not really spicy and medicinal. So it ends up finishing kind of dry and refreshing, and I don't want to say clean, but it's not sloppy. There aren't any off flavors or anything. I would give it, a 4+ probably. A couple years ago, when I was more into this style of yeastiness, candy-like of beers, I probably would give it a higher rating. But it's just not exactly to my taste right now, though it's done really well, so it does deserve its 4.16 rating or on Untappd or something like that. And it's nice to have something like this in the market. It's also a little bit less expensive too, so hopefully this keeps happening where breweries are doing wider released, less expensive hazy IPAs and doing it consistently and not just doing a bajillion special releases that are really expensive and the batches vary a bunch. I bet they've got this beer figured out and they're probably just tweaking it to make it better and better. So I definitely try it again, but not for a little while. I have a double IPA to do a review of soon, but pretty good. Bye.